And I'm back. This is Daniel Young here in Draynor Village at the bank. I have uh, cleared out my inventory from the last video. Took off my chef's hat. I won't be needing that. I'm doing now wood cutting, and I'll also be looking at fletching and fire making in this video. So this is a triple. Alright, I got out some feathers. As I've told you in previous videos that you will be using feathers for fletching. Alright, so I got out 500 feathers. There's more in the bank if I need it later, but uh, for right now, I will start with this. Alright, so I will back up just a bit on the view. Alright, so I'll start with chopping down the dead tree because it's already dead. So that's one dead tree. I was gonna say one logs, but that doesn't really make sense because one log, so it's really one pile of logs, but they took away the word pile, so two piles of logs. So move along here. We're cutting a 5 achievement. I cannot do the oak yet because the oak you need 15. Alright, so I'm gonna continue to move into the Lumbridge Swamp area across from the Draynor Bank chop down tree. Six already. I got the strange wreck for woodcutting. Actually, I'll put that at the bottom here out of the way. I'll be banking in a little while again because at 10 woodcutting I can upgrade my hatchet. And I already have the iron hatchet in the bank as well as the steel and mithril for levels 10, 20, and 30 respectively. So that uh, uh, I got I like to get my supplies ready ahead of time to be ready for these videos so that you the viewer can see things and without interruption as best as possible. There's 8. I'll try to get an inventory of logs, and then I'll show you touching and fire making as well. The willow tree is, I think it's 30, unless they changed it, level 30. So I've shown you other willow trees in the Catherby Seer's Village video. So you've seen that. I've tried to point out other locations in the respective videos for those towns. I'm already level 9 woodcutting, but this is 2x experience, so please keep that in mind. So one more tree, and I'll have 10. And you can pick any of the trees in the. This is went back in the drainer. That's 10. I'm gonna grab this one here. And I'll start heading back to the bank. So there's the bank. Let me show you now in the wood cutting levels. Level 10 woodcutting is one of the requirements for Myra's Big Adventure. Level 10 woodcutting is also one of the requirements for the Tale of the Mistpa. Right. Then Jungle Potion Quest, I can cut light jungle, and then let's see. Looks like to change the level some, so it looks like I can already use Steel Hatchet. Let me refresh this. Tools. Alright, so they changed it. So Steel Hatchet is 6, Black Hatchet is 6, Mithril Hatchet is 21, and Adamant Hatchet is 31. So I'm gonna skip straight to the Steel Hatchet. I'm gonna put this strange wreck here, and then I won't need the Iron Hatchet because I passed that level. The Steel Hatchet, I will use the Mithril Hatchet is for level 31. So I'll wait for later. So the Iron Hatchet, I will get rid of. The Steel Hatchet, I will add to right click and add to tool belt. Alright, so now I should be able to cut faster with the higher level tool. So let's see. I'll let the viewers be the judge. Alright, so you saw in the video, you can be the judge if you think that's faster. I've got level 10 and I put on the Steel Hatchet. So, seems faster to me. So over here, when you get to the oak trees, most oak trees and above, willow, maple, yew, most of those you'll get many logs from one tree, or at least more than one usually. Then knowing this game, knowing the glitches in this game, it'll only give me one pile of logs, but you'll eventually see that the oak trees are supposed to give more, several at least. Right, so I'm full, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on craft logs. Alright, and then I will click, I can use a tinderbox and burn one. Or I can use a knife and make arrows or bows. Or I can start a bonfire, or I can make incense sticks. So I'm going to start with fletching. So I can make arrow shafts or bows. The wooden stocks I need 9 fletching, and the shield bows I need 10 fletching. So I'm going to start with shafts, because the shafts will combine with the feathers. So let me make 15 sets of 15. Each one goes into 15. There's 2 fletching. 3 fletching. Yeah, this is 2 times experience, as it shows here. It's a special event they're running for this week. Yeah, these lower levels, they're usually rather quick to level, and then the later levels take a while. So, so I have 225 shafts from those 15 logs, I can use the feather on the shafts, and then so I have 15 piles of headless arrows. Should give me 225 headless arrows. I got me to 5, 6, 7. Alright, so then what I'm going to do now, let me see if it. So remember is my last action when I clicked on that. So I want to see if I can light. Kind of funny, the first few times that you fire making, it takes a while to do that. I want to see if it lets me add to bonfire. Yes, it does. So you can use the logs on an existing fire. It should be making a bonfire out of it. You'll just throw the legs like you're making a bonfire. If you don't know what a bonfire is, you can Google that. So you have a large pile of logs, a large fire. No, old version of Runescape and classic and earlier versions of the second version, RS2, Runescape 2. They're people would light a log and then they would move them one space, light another log, they would move one space, light another log, they would move one space. So you'd see rows of lit logs. Where this was much version was much easier. It's just one fire and everybody threw the logs into the same fire and they got credit for it. So there's not rows and rows of fires uh, like there was in earlier versions of RuneScape. So I have 12 wood cutting. I can make a log canoe now. I have 7 fletching. Level of 5 is one of the requirements for big chompy bird hunting. I don't have some options for engineering though. 9 fire making. 6 is one of the requirements for Tail of the Mispa. I can do pyre logs. Pyre logs are. There's a quest for that. Or the caverns when you burn the remains. I'll show it to you when we get to that quest. So, so that's moving right along. Let's get another load of regular logs before we go to the oak trees. I want to fill up one more regular logs so that I can get fletching and uh, fletching and fire making to that point. Uh, because this video is combining the 3, so I want to make sure we can do all of the items. all of the skills rather. I'm standing in the middle of 3 oaks here. Alright, I got a little bit of a run deeper into Lumbridge Swamp. It's actually the Draynor jail. So that's the Draynor jail if you remember from the previous video. There's a quest start point. You're supposed to rescue somebody from the jail. Uh, so I'm going to make the fire now. Then I'm going to use this here. 15 is oak trees, and then 10 is engineering. So right click, use logs on fire. So I right click and then select use logs and then click on the fire, and then it will automatically add them to the fire and build fire. I'm actually going to finish fletching in Catherby because there is a fletching shop. I can purchase the heads. So I'll complete this in the arrows there. But I need to get it's 14. I can do oil lamps, I can do wooden pirate ships, and 80 pirate ships. Not 15. I can burn oak logs now, so I will stop. Stop. Alright. I will craft into arrow shafts the remaining 3. And then into shafts, arrows. Alright, so that's. Damn it, I might have let me make a few more shafts before I head over to Catherby. Put them into headless arrows. So 10 sets of 15% should give me 150 arrow shafts, and then I will attach the feathers for headless arrows. So achievement reached 10 on the fletching skill. 15 is actually oak tree. 10 fletching. I can make shield bow, bronze bolt, wooden stack. So I'm gonna go over now to Catherby. I could keep going a little while on the shafts, the headless arrows. Um, and then I'll keep going until I can do iron or steel. But for this video, I'm trying to show how to do things and get things to 30. So you can do things the way you like. So in this case, here's bronze arrowheads, iron, and you can smith these also. I got these three. The old Runescape used to have a lot more, but that's what it is now. Tip. So I just made bronze arrows. Won't let me tip the iron yet because I need to be 15 fletching for that. And I won't let me tip the steel yet because I need to be 30 fletching for that. And I just made some bronze arrows. So for right now, I'm gonna put these in the bank. I'm gonna actually make some bows. And I'm organizing. I'm gonna put these next to my feathers because I will want to make more arrows later. So these are oaks. Meant to put the feathers in the bank. I'm not gonna be doing any more shafts right now. I won't be doing any more headless arrows in this video. I've shown you how to do that already. But, let me show you the oak chopping. So you, okay, as I said before, Jaggers will make a liar out of me and give me one log on an oak tree. But eventually, if I keep showing it to you, that's a regular tree oak. Eventually, if I keep showing it to you, you'll see what I'm talking about. That you're supposed to, and most other cases, except for these demonstration videos that are live, you will get multiple logs, just like this one. Okay, I got a log. I'm still chopping. I got another log. I'm still chopping. I got another log. I'm still chopping. Another log. I'm still chopping. So that's this is the typical way. The first example they allowed me to show you was not the typical example. This currently what you're seeing on the video, this is the typical example. So just be prepared. It is possible that you will get only one log from the tree. It's just not typical that you will get only one log from the tree. So just be prepared for that when you're doing your wood cutting. It happens, just it's supposed to be not very frequent that you just get one, but supposed to be. Uh, it's supposed to be the exception rather than the norm. Anyways, I'm doing a bonfire again, but with the oak logs. So that's already 19 wood cutting and 19 fire making. 16 fire making is one of the requirements for the giant dwarf quest. So I might try to catch up fletching now, because I need regular trees, because I'm not yet at that part where I'm making oak bows. I'm gonna get say I have 28 spaces, so I'm gonna fill 14 with regular logs. 14, that's half of the space I will fill with regular logs. It will become apparent in a moment. I will tell you in advance. I'll give you a little bit of a cheat sheet. I'll be picking that flax in a moment. Here, the flax field. This is also part of the reason why I needed to do crafting first. We'll be doing a little bit of crafting. Alright, I'll spill it early. We're doing bowstrings for the bows. We need the flax to make bowstrings and use crafting for that. So this, the fire making guy, he's starting fires. I guess that's what the fire making guy does, right? Good point. Alright, so I'm picking flax. It's giving me experience somewhere. I'm not sure. Where? I'm not sure what skill gives me experience for flax for picking, because it doesn't really require any skill to pick that. But for the crafting, you get, for the bowstrings, you get crafting experience. So so this building upstairs, spinning wheel, the flax, bowstrings, 14. Actually, I need crafting level 1, so you can start the bowstrings immediately and get crafting levels out of it. So you could get a crafting level. This video will run a little bit long because I'm doing 3 skills in one, but I kind of need to show wood cutting together. Alright, I can do shield bows or short bows. Shield bows are more experience, so I'm going to do 14 shield bows. Alright, then I can click on the bowstring and then it will string them all. Here's 13. So I'm already there to 13. And then 20 wood cutting. Back down the ladder in this room. And head over to the bank. I can save those. I will be eventually either selling those or I can save for alchemy if I want. One of the ways in the old was to craft thousands of bows and then alchemy them for gold. That was the way in the old. That's how people got gold in the game. There's 21 wood cutting. So I can use the mithril hatchet now. I will make these 8 shield bows. That's actually farming. It gave me farming experience for that. So that answers the question. You can pick flax for farming experience. That was seems to be a recent change to the game because they didn't used to give farming experience for this, but they apparently do now. I'm going to go ahead and fill up the remaining space with flags. And then I'll hold on to the bowstrings, the extra bowstrings I make from this round. I'll be using those in a moment. Another possibility for all these bows, if you make them, you could save them for running and use them to disassemble, but or you could just sell them in exchange, or um, drop them if you don't want to be bothered. I'm gonna go to the bank. Let's check here. I got 31 crafting while I was making those bowstrings. That's one of the requirements for Lost City. So let me attach these 8 bowstrings to these 8 bows. I'll get a level to 14. So not quite enough for oak bows yet. Arc short bars are 20, but I can make 15 to make iron arrows. We'll get now the mithril. Mithril hatchet. And then add the tool belt. And then I should the mithril and added the tool belt. Now I will come back out here. Arc short bars are 20, level 20, so seems a tad bit annoying. You'll have the wood cutting at 15, but then you cannot touch them in the oak short bows for a while longer. But, the game's programmed the way it is. I don't want to fight the highwayman right now, so I'll run away. Oops, I need to get regular trees. Shield bow, 12, and I'll attach the remaining 12 bowstrings. This goal is very repetitious. The long part is collecting the wood and the bowstrings. String. Oops. A little bit of a glitch in the game, or lag, or whatever you want to call it. So it's 15 now. I can make iron arrows. And then it's the oak tree. Another way to do this is to fill up your inventory with logs, and then run them to the bank. Let's see, there's the oak trees are here, and the willow trees are there near the bank. Alright, then you can collect the bowstring separately and spin those. So you can collect hundreds or thousands of supplies, and then bank stand it and fletch in the bank. And then if you want to alchemy that for mage experience, or later on disassemble that for inventing experience and supplies. So there's multiple options. So right now I'm going to make a bonfire out of the oak logs. So last log, it's like sometimes this game has these annoying, oh, you fill up all the space except for one, and the last space takes a while to fill up. Huh? That's the way it is. So use oak logs on fire, will automatically burn them all. I reached fire 1920, the achievement. So 23, I'm using mithril hatchet already. 22 firemaking. 20 is one of the requirements for a lightened journey. 21 is one of the requirements for dealing with the Scabarez quest. And level 20 firemaking is one of the requirements for recipe disaster, freeing scratch uglagwi. Question on the pronunciation. So now I will stand inside the fire while I'm chopping the tree. So I'm the fireman. Sorry. It's just a game. It's programmed like that. So I will chop these two ugs while I stand in the ashes. I will stand in the ashes. I was gonna say stand on the fire again, but it went out. So now I'm standing in the ashes. We can have Ash Wednesday now. Sorry, bad humor. Those of you still watching the series, thanks for putting up with my humor. Many of you know me uh, from back when I had Santa's Elves. I used to have this bad humor during the events. I would make comments about the unbearable mining spot east of Ardon. It's like I did an Ardon video like, towards the end when I was showing you Legends Guild. So I'd always have this little witty humor remarks. Some people like to trying to trying to make it a smiling occasion. It's, this is a game. It's a multiply massive online role playing game, MMORPG. Um, so we're supposed to role play. So hey, let's role play, right? So try to have fun with it. Can try, right? Doesn't mean it always works, but we can try. And so it's the fire making went past the wood cutting, so it's catching up. Yeah, I'm not standing in the fire this time. It's wood cutting 25. I'm not using the mithril hatchet. 31 is the adamant hatchet. 26 fire making. I need 30 for willow lugs. And then 26. Alright, so I can chop willow logs at 30. And I can burn willow logs at 30. So that matches up nicely. The fletching seems to be, you need a higher level. So I need 20 to do oak short bow. So fletching is somewhat difficult to show. I got the other strange rock for wood cutting, so I will put that. I'll put that one on the bank in the moment when I make a bank run. So my inventory is full again, like the logs. You can see I'm loading faster now because I have a higher level. Imagine if it was not 2x, this video would be twice as long. So 20 fire making, I can make oil lantern. 26 wood cutting. I'm gonna bank real quick because I need to free up the space from the shield boots I made before on this strange rug. Then I won't get any more. Because I have two wood cutting, so I won't get any more until I build the statue in the Varrock Museum with all of the strange rugs, and I would complete the first version of the statue and get my one construction rock for the one on my house, the playroom house, and uh, then I can build a statue again. I don't remember how many rebuilds it takes. 20 rebuilds, or I forgot. Uh, it's quite a few times you can rebuild the statue, and then at some point it completes the statue in your home, and you don't really need to rebuild it anymore. And you can turn off. Um, you can turn off getting strange rugs, and you won't get them anymore. So I can do kind of higher level canoe now. Oh, look, I'm a shadow figure. Jugs. Oh, seems shady to me. Sorry. This can be hours of sculling. It gets a bit boring, so should try to find ways of uh, uh, entertaining yourself while you're waiting for the skills to complete. Uh, Because even during the 2 times experience, it's taking this long to get to 30 wood cutting, so I can show you the willows. So a picture, if I was not 2 times experience, would take longer. Then as the levels spread out for 30 to 40 takes longer, and then 40 to 50, you know, they're going to spread out. So make sure you have some other activities that you can do while you're waiting for the collection task, like wood cutting, mining, fishing. Um, all right, so that's 30. Uh, 30 fire making. I have all the levels for sea slug, and one of the requirements for beneath cursed ties. I can also do willow lugs, So I'm going to save the rest of these oak logs for fletching, and I can put them in the bank. We need to get uh, I need to get wood cutting to 30, and I'll show you a few of the willow locations. It helps to know a few locations because if there are a lot of if there happen to be a lot of people at the trees, and it's hard for you to chop any because uh, people chop them down so quick, then you can just go to another location and you can go to another location and chop there, or you can go to another world. So it's helpful to know several places you can go. You can also, with farming, you can plant your own trees. And you can go around to the tree spots and chop. So, so I'm going to save these in the bank. I'm almost level already. This to the bank. So a little bit more, and I'll have the 30. I'll show you the willow trees, show you the 15 to 30 fletching, and then that'll be the end of this video. And so now that's already 30. So you can now chop willow tree. Alright, so the backing up a little bit so you can see there. All of these are willow trees. So the bank is right here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 willow trees right near the Catherby bank. You can do same. You can do the bonfire with that. Alright, now we have an RS run up there. So we're leaving Catherby. This is the Camelot teleport spot. We're now going to the Seer Village bank. There's an oak there and a couple of oaks here. There's some maple trees behind the Sears bank. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 willow trees behind Sears bank. There are across this pathway here. Follow it along the back. There are a lot of maple trees that you can chop in the back. And then Draynor maple is 45, willow is 30. So here is the Draynor lodestone. We are just here at the beginning of the video. So we have right next to the Draynor bank, we have several oak trees. And if you go behind the bank, and back, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 willow trees behind the bank. So I'm going to go now to Varrock. There are many tree cutting spots around Runescape, so you just have to find a spot that you like. I've shown you Draynor is a free space. The Catherby Seer's area is a members area. Varrock has some oak trees. Some regular trees. Very crowded Grand Exchange today because of the double experience weekend. I'm gonna pick up so I can show you another way to do this. So I'm gonna pick up 100 logs, and one thing I'm not sure of, because people are buying them up for so I'm not sure if they are selling, because it's doubly experience, so I wasn't sure if they were selling. Where are the logs? I had a pile up here. Here. I'm gonna bring these logs down here. Alright, so here we go. We can shield bow 14, and now we can bank stand and get fletching. And I'm doing it this way to speed up a little bit because this is already an hour video, so I'm attempting to get to a higher fletching level, so you can see some of the other options. So that's 17. 16 is the Sleeping Elm Longbow and Engineering Demonheim. So into the bank again, deposit that. And you can set a preset to withdraw 14 logs and 14 bowstrings faster. I'm only doing a few loads so I can get to 20, and then I'm gonna do some oak. Gave me a strange rock, so I think I lost one of my bows to a glitch. So So 18 iron brittle arrow, and these two options in engineering. Putting these in the bank, store my weirdo rock. The 14. These are this is a portable well. This is a portable crafter. I mentioned that earlier in another video. Portable brazier to add for fire making. There's also portable range for cooking, and there's a portable fletcher for it will you'll get a higher rate of experience, uh, closer to you can set spot up closer to the bank, and a chance to do double uh, two of the item with one, so I can make two bowls with one set of supplies, or cook two portions of food with one. So that's 19 right now. So I'm just gonna do 7 because I'm going to level right now. I cannot do oak short bow, but let me string these 7 first. And I have to do. Right, so again, it's the first time I'm clicking on an oak log, so it gives me a choice. Same like at the beginning of the video when I clicked on the regular log, I'm gonna knife because I want to choose. So I can actually make, apparently I can make 20 arrow shafts out of oak logs. That one option wasn't available when I first started, so that was something fairly new. That, I'll, I hope that helps somebody. If you're starting out, you can make arrow shafts with the oak logs also. I would question whether I can make a higher amount with maple or say willow, maple, or yew. But at any rate, it's string the bows. There's 22. And the oak stock is 24, and oak shield bow is 25. The oak stock mixes with um, Smith metal limbs and um, another item. I forgot what it was at this point. You can make a crossbow out of it, and you can also make a grapple for some of the shortcuts I've showed you in some of the videos that there is a grapple, so you can. That's what the stock's for. I won't be making that in this video, but maybe at a future video I can show you how to make the grapple and how to use the shortcut. Putting it in higher because it's a double XP weekend, so I want to make sure it buys. Um, these are common items, so I would expect them to buy anyways. But we've seen uh, other scenarios where it was expected something to happen and they didn't. So you have to expect odd occurrences in this game because the programmers change the code frequently, and sometimes the random number generator's off, so it's hard to tell when something will happen. It's supposed to be short and ends up being a long time. So I just gotta be ready for unexpected, such as one log from the oak tree, such as a giant frog's task for the first time, for the first project, even though it's much higher level, or a calling hands task before I did that quest. I just have to look around for the calling hands or go for extra food, like for the frogs. You can look at the Slayer videos I did for that example. So 24, but I got hit by a boost, so I'm maybe able to do the some of the people during the 2x were using a boost, and right now I'm 27 over 24, so let me see if it lets me do the shield. Maybe. Let's see. Yes. So as long as I have that boost, I'm 27 over 24, I'm more than 25, so I can go ahead and start, and there now I'm at the 28 over 25, so there are boosts that allow you to do things a little bit early. The streams now. I'm already 26. Fletching is one of the requirements for firemaking tiles. So I'm already moving right along on the skills. So that's 27. There's something in this game called a pulse core and a cinder core that has possible rewards from keys, and then when you use that up, and then it's there's a visual effect, a splash effect, and not everyone that's standing around you gets a bonus. So I'm moving not just 2x, but I'm getting an additional 10%, an additional 10%. Because I have the max bonus from both. So if you get it once, it's 2%. If you get it two, it's 4%. 3, 4, 5, like that. So that splash you just saw in the video, I renewed the bonuses. I now have 9 minutes and 59 seconds, essentially 10 minutes. Uh, it's 10 minutes when it starts counting immediately. I got another flashing strange rock, so that one of my supplies disappeared. It's not on the floor either. So uh, if you don't want to build a statue in your home or in the Varrock castle, I recommend turning that off. But I'm planning on eventually building it so that I can show you a video of what it looks like. So I'm dealing with the occasional loss of a supply. So I'm at 28, about to go to 29. In a moment I'll have 30 here. I'm leveling faster, both because of the 2x and because of the 2 core boosts. I think the video was on the way. Here are the 2 core boosts I was talking about. So string. And there we go. So achievement complete 30. So I can do steel arrows. Right, so if I deposit all of this, I can get out so now I can tip the iron and I can tip the steel. And basically we just continue this process. Deposit that, we continue this process. We can do headless arrows, we can do short bows, or shield bows, short bows, shield bows, and you can do bolts. You can do arrows. There's the short bows I need. So you can do short bows, shield bows, arrows, and bolts. The bolts use the nails. Alright, so that will conclude now the video for the 3 skills: the wood cutting, the fire making, and fletching. Again, find out how you like to train. You could power train the wood cutting and drop, power train and bank, and then bank stand and train the fire making and fletching if you want. Let's see, there's a brazier. I'm going to show you. I'm going to wrap up with one, so you can take the logs or the oak logs, and you can click on the brazier, and it just it throws the uh, logs into the brazier. I gotta click on it again because it's a different type of logs now. So you can do it with the oak logs. You can do it with whatever logs that your level allows. So that's another possible way to train. I got a quick level already from using the brazier. So it's now 31 fire making. So, alright, so that concludes the video. I'll be completing the remaining skills in the series. Uh, so until next video, take care.